Okay, welcome everyone back to my channel. Today is going to be a great day because this episode is going to be with the lovely Lauren. Oh, let's restart that.
Okay.
I'll cut it out.
That's all right. Yeah.
Lady Lau. Hold on. Okay, we'll start it again. I'll cut it out. See, that's the thing with my editing. I can shorten it and cut it, so it's good.
All right, good.
Okay. Welcome everyone back to my channel, to the Crow Cove. I am going to do an interview today with the lovely Lady Lau. Okay, we've actually had an interview before last year, so we're going to do a lot of catching up, and we're going to talk about some spirits. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. So I just, for a lot of people, you guys don't know who she is. Maybe Lady Lau, you can just introduce us a little bit about what you do, who you are, where you live.
Yeah.
And yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I live in Salem, Massachusetts area. I am an occultist. I really enjoy practicing magic. I'm delving into astrology now, and I've been a tarot reader for over 22 years. I love doing tarot. I don't do ritual for hire, but I really love giving people tips and tricks on how to practice, any form of low or high magic. It's something that I've been passionate about for the past 22 years now. And I'm really big on female empowerment and respecting women in the magical community. I feel like we need more women to come out and just, talk in this community. And I did go on a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm going to be coming back, setting up my YouTube channel again, and it'll be staying up. So, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you were gone for like a good 8 months, I think. Like me and Lauren are good friends, and she just kind of deactivated herself from social media and just did her own thing and reevaluated and worked on herself. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about like the importance of disconnecting
Yeah.
from social media, because to be honest with you, like me, I am an addict and I don't use drugs. I don't drink anymore. So I have serious addictions to Facebook, to online shopping. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I find it so hard to disconnect. I've done it a couple of times for like not that long. You were able to do it for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that go? Like, how did you disconnect fully? Or how?
So, yeah, absolutely. So I needed to do some self-care, some serious self-care. And I think a lot of it, to be quite frank, a lot of people were going through similar things during the pandemic. There was a lot of overwhelming things going on, at least here in America, in politics and social justice and all that stuff. And it was very intense. It's really hard for some people to watch and to experience so many people going through so much pain. So I had to disconnect. I did a lot of self work, a lot of work on myself personally. Some of it didn't involve magic either. Like I just had to take a step away and work on myself. And one thing I want to say is no matter what form of magic you practice, whether it's like Hellenistic polytheism or if it's like occult magic, that's totally normal and natural to need to take a break and step away and work on yourself until you feel prepared to start practicing again and you feel like you're in a good mental state. It's so important to be in a good mental state when you practice these forms of magic. And in my opinion, especially any type of occult magic, it's very intense as far as my experience goes. It's good to take a step back every now and then. And when you feel ready, you can work with whatever angelic or demonic spirits, whatever gods, goddesses, whatever you choose to work with, because the magic is very real and very intense sometimes. And sometimes that's how you let the magic work. You take a step back. And then once you work on yourself, you're creating that magic anyways by taking good care of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me it is it's hard for me to stop practicing magic. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Mm.
if I disconnect with my god, if I do, it's important to have a balance. Like it is so important to have a balance. But if I personally step back from magic and like talking to my deities, I feel not connected. you know, and then it draws me back in because and I don't think that's the case. I really don't believe that's the case. It's just you trying to focus on yourself. The gods are always there. They
Oh,
got
they're
shit to
always
do.
there.
They want to see
Yeah.
you grow.
They
And
want
then
to.
exercise, taking care of yourself, developing healthy relationships, not isolating yourself in your room just doing magic. That's unhealthy. Yes,
Yeah.
you can get really far, but then you're disconnecting from the purpose of living. That's the thing, is like, you have to live. You came as a human being, you have to experience human being things.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely. And I think the pandemic was really hard for me. I had what one part of my mental health issue was I isolation. It was something that any type of professional would always tell me, you can't isolate. You need to be around people. And it's weird, I get really depressed over the summer a lot of the times because I've had some really close family members pass away, and it's almost like I get this weird seasonal effectiveness depression during the summer. And I wasn't going out as much. And like, yes, I always felt the gods and the spirits around me, but I needed to take a step back to just alleviate and get back in touch with humanity and my friends and my mental health. So yeah. And like, you're absolutely right. You're never alone when you practice this type of magic. The spirits will always be there to guide you, but sometimes if you just, depending upon who you are, you need to take a step back sometimes and reevaluate and learn and all that stuff.
yeah,
So
especially if your mental health is on the verge of collapsing. Like, there's some people that they want to dive into the darkest things, and mentally and emotionally they're just not prepared, and then they start to go cuckoo. And
yeah,
then if you could be aware of those signs and step back and before you actually cross that line, because a lot of people can cross that line and then they're gone, and then the people around you are like, what's wrong with that person? But
yeah,
it's just them so fully involved in that system, and in these currents, that they forget that the people around them are watching them. Like, people watch you, your family members watch you. Nobody wants to see you isolating and talking about craziness. But I mean, I
yeah,
personally don't. I don't. My family knows what I do, but they don't. They know it's better not to ask me questions, because what's the point? What's the fucking point? You're not
yeah,
going to understand. And I'm not going to be able to explain to you everything. So they see that I've become a better person, and that's all they care about, is that I've been able to um, get out of my hell, my personal hell, by myself, with the gods. But they're Christian, so, but they're not even really that Christian anymore, because my energy has, I say little things, and I make them think. I make them think now. It's weird.
yeah,
It's like, you would never, growing up in a Christian family, who was like a pound Bible thumping Christian family. All of their children are not Christian, and they're starting to think, and they're starting to awaken. They're older. They're in their 70s, but still, they understand that some shit just doesn't fucking make sense.
yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
no, I only have 20% left on my fucking phone. But yeah. Um, so what's new? What's your plans for 2020?
Yeah, so some of my plans are, I'm gonna set up the YouTube channel again. I just have to edit and upload a video, and that'll be up soon. It's just an introduction video, and then I'm gonna do the free monthly tarot horoscopes for each of the zodiac signs, sun, moon, and rising. Eventually, when I learn how to edit better, I'm gonna incorporate like a chart on a split screen and explain the chart first, and then do like the tarot. That will probably synchronize with it. And then as of right now, I'm getting, on my personal level, I'm getting all my magical stuff back together. I'm planning on working with one or two new Goetia spirits. I do have a ritual table coming, a circular table. I have a triangle of art, the scrying mirror coming, and I also have a couple more books that I needed to add to my library. And like I said, a lot of the stuff that I did have, like when I was trying, like not doing well psychologically, I either, I kind of, I gave it to my close friend to hold on to me. And I don't recommend ever giving your magical supplies to anyone unless you 100% trust them. She was like my best friend for 7 years, and we practiced this magic together. So I trusted her to hold a lot of it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that everything's okay, and I've done a lot of work on myself, I plan on doing magic stuff. I don't mind making videos on like doing what's it called? Um
Tutorials?
Tutorials, yeah, and giving people tips on how to work the goetia effectively and safely. That's something I'd like to eventually add on my channel. I'll even do with guests and everything. That would be great because everyone's a little different when it comes to that. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's those are my plans. And then I have some more personal plans. I'm going back to school in the fall and some other stuff. So I'm very excited for this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 2020 is going to be a great year. Like the shift is amazing. I mean, 2021, sorry. 2021 is a great year. Already so many people are coming together. There's more women coming together. There's more women magicians supporting each other, doing videos together. And it's something that our community really, really needs, is that foundation for women to really come together. And because the spirits work differently with men and women, they really do. Like, I have guy friends, and they just have really different experience. Obviously, we're female, they're male.
Yeah.
Even though these spirits aren't really male and female, but they do kind of like, some people see them female, some people whatever's that
Yeah.
you need. But yeah, I find that there's just more women coming together, and it's really, really awesome. And I
Yeah.
think you're going to do so well with your channel, and I support you. And you guys have to, everyone who follows me, you have to go find her channel when it's up and go support her. um she out You're also an artist and you're a singer.
Yeah, yeah. I may incorporate some of my music on the channel. I actually have a friend, a dear friend of mine, Jenna. She is a professional musician. She knows how to record, and I played some bass in the background of one of her songs. She uploaded it recently. I'll at some point I'll introduce a link, and maybe we'll have some live videos or just some edited videos of us doing music together, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a question. When you were going through your part away from spirituality, did you feel any other? Did you feel spirit? Like, were your dreams? When you're working with spirits, you start to dream about them. You're connected in the spirit realm. Did you still have that connection, or was it totally like, because they do respect your wishes? I know that when I've cut off, they back away, but sometimes they still come. So I'm wondering, like, were they still trying to get your attention? Was there still other spirits trying to come for you? And
I felt them around me, but like a few times, like a channel every now and then, a few times I would think about them and be like, I miss working with the spirit. And I'd channel them and they'd just give me a quick, we just want you to be okay message type of
mm-hmm.
thing. So yeah, I did still feel them around me, but they all were very respectful of my boundaries while I was taking a step back. They're really honestly, like, I know some magicians, black magicians, have described the spirits as kind of like friends. Like, they look
Yeah,
out for you.
yeah, they
Like,
do.
I know some magicians are just like, oh well, I'm using the spirits for my personal gain. It's like, no, you form bonds with them. I feel like that's the safer and the more appropriate approach. It's like being friends with a very important person, like a politician, or like someone who's high up, but they're your friend and they can help you evolve and grow. They're very powerful, and you honor them, they honor you. I like, that's my approach to working with them.